13 huge Neighbours spoilers for next week. What's next on Ramsay Street? 1. Susan and Terese struggle in silence. Susan's new job-related frustrations continue when Terese reworks her plans for Eirini Rising. Although Susan is annoyed by Terese micromanaging her projects, she avoids raising this so that she doesn't seem difficult. 2. Remi considers her future. Karl suggests that Remi should apply for the senior medical officer role at the hospital, but she's reluctant while she's still facing so much drama at home. 3. Paul's matchmaking efforts backfire. Paul tries to trick Krista and Leo into both attending a romantic brunch. Leo rumbles his plan and refuses to attend. Krista also realizes what Paul was trying to do. Much to Paul's surprise, she offers to enjoy the food with him so that his kind efforts don't completely go to waste. 4. Leo's daughter Abigail finds pills. Paul makes plans to visit his family in New York as his Aunt Rosemary has sadly passed away. As Paul and Leo discuss the situation, they fail to notice Abigail finding the missing pills. 5. Andrew receives an emotional plea. Andrew agrees to go and visit Felix, but Nell overhears the conversation and tips off JJ. Before long, JJ approaches Andrew and begs to let him tag along on the prison visit. 6. JJ faces a final rejection. JJ gets his chance to speak to Felix at the jail. He floats his theory that Felix only ignored his letters because Remi told him to, but Felix sets the record straight by confessing that he's not interested in being a father to him. 7. Mackenzie hides a secret. Mackenzie worries when she learns that Lassiter's has started seeking new tenants to take over Harold's cafe. It seems like an insensitive move while Haas is in a coma, but Toadie advises Mac that Lassiter's has a legal right to take this action. 8. Mackenzie reveals the truth. Mac fights back against Paul's plan to release the Harold's Cafe building. She gets all of the neighbors to pitch in at the business, allowing it to get up and running again in Haas's absence. When Mac still seems troubled, she decides to confide in Holly about why she feels so guilty about recent events. What is she hiding? 9. Haas shows signs of recovery. After easing her conscience, Mac meets with Paul and asks him to reconsider his harsh stance over the cafe now that it's back up and running. Paul agrees, giving Haas's loved ones reason to celebrate. Later, as Mac pays another visit to Haas and updates him on the good news, he seems to be waking up as his hand starts twitching. 10. Byron and Nicolette's dad arrives. Byron and Nicolette's dad Victor arrives in Erinsborough. While Nicolette is pleased to see him, Byron and Jane are both suspicious over his intentions. 11. Sadie discovers Vic's secret. Later, Vic returns to the share house and finds Sadie looking at his computer. Sadie uncovers another major secret that Vic has been hiding and he begs her to keep it under wraps. 12. Sadie puts pressure on Vic. Vic gets a chance to make amends with Jane when he hands over a precious family heirloom that he sold without her permission years ago. He reveals that he kept an eye out for it over the years and found it at an estate sale. Later, Sadie urges Vic to be honest with his family as she isn't comfortable being his confidant. Vic refuses, determined to keep approaching the situation his own way. Could this ultimately cause problems between Sadie and Byron? 13. Karl is haunted by Dr. Pooper again. Karl and Aaron head off on a bike ride together, but it goes wrong when a group of younger riders seem to be mocking Karl. Although Karl defends himself, he accidentally makes matters worse by mentioning the recent Dr. Pooper scandal.
Các bạn vừa theo dõi một sản phẩm của Home and Away, spoiler today. Xin chào.